If you're thinking about dipping your toes in the water with a smaller oceanfront condo to start with because it feels safer, well, you might actually be setting yourself up for failure. In this video, we're going to cover why starting small doesn't make sense and ultimately cost you. All right, guys, so on your screen, you're going to see a text message thread of a recent conversation that I had with a client who's looking to invest in oceanfront condos. Now, I've got this conversation on the screen because I want you to see real time what I'm talking about not being afraid to invest and not allowing fear to cause you to make an illogical decision. So he wrote in, understand, ... I want to start with a few low ones and then purchase additional ones. ... I am looking at multiple properties as the year progresses. Makes sense? Again, we're talking about starting small and scaling, which is one of our objections that we see here when people go to make a savvy investment decision. Do not want to commit to larger investment first. I hear this stuff all the time. People are always, I won't say always, but like, I'd probably say 8 times out of 10, rather than, people going, show me the money. They want the money. They just are afraid to take the risk. Now, not realizing that it's the same risk, whether they're in the small end of the market or the large end of the market. Technically, the smaller you go with the lowest upside is more risk. There's no way around it. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm preaching. I know. I wrote, this is a larger conversation, ... You want a smaller condo because you believe it's less risk and will be easier to learn the ropes. Doing this gives you a lower probability of success when compared to buying a larger condo that appeals to a wider audience at a superior resort that has a better reputation with consumers. The business is the business. You can learn it with a 1-bedroom or a 4-bedroom. My goal is to position you with the best odds of success. If you were experienced, I would say buy cheaper condos at a less known resort, because if you know what you're doing, you will have lousy competition, and therefore you'll take market share more easily. But since you're a first-time investor, you need the reputation of the resort working in your favor. Does that make sense? That simple and that easy, guys. I don't want you to fall prey to this kind of thinking. I definitely want to help you make a savvy investment decision in the Myrtle Beach market. Please pick up the phone and give me a call so that you can start building some wealth. Now, for all you guys out there who think that starting smaller is going to mean less risk for you, I beg to differ. Now, let's deal with how smaller condos are not less risk. Ultimately, smaller condos have they bring in less revenue than larger condos. So if your goal is actually to build wealth, then you'd want to start with the condo that can give you the most upside. So if you start with a smaller condo, it's going to have less revenue potential, but roughly pretty similar expenses, but you just don't have the upside. So you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot on being able to build substantial wealth right out the gate. So simple, guys. A well-known resort with a better reputation is going to command higher occupancy rates as well as higher nightly rates. It's that simple and that easy. A less known resort with a not solid reputation is not going to have the same power in the market. So if you're a first-time buyer and you're wanting to learn the business, don't you think it makes sense for you to start where the reputation of the resort can carry you? I think so. Now, even if the larger unit costs you more, the higher occupancy rates plus the higher income potential is going to justify the investment. Now, here's another objection that I can imagine you guys are probably whispering beneath your breath there. I don't know enough about short-term rental business, so I need to learn first. Therefore, I'm going to start with a smaller oceanfront condo. Well, you got to reframe your thinking, guys. Essentially, the business of vacation rentals doesn't change based on the size of the condo. The basics are the same. We're talking location, resort reputation, and guest demand. And that gross rental income is going to be the major factor that's going to reveal to you the demand. Now, these are going to be the same whether you're managing a 1-bedroom unit or a 4-bedroom unit. Now, why bigger is better? So essentially, a larger unit in a high demand resort is going to come with built-in credibility for you. Essentially, the resort's reputation is going to carry you. We're talking it's going to help you get bookings. It's going to help you reduce your learning curve. It's going to help you have a better shot at overall success. All right, now here's the next objection that might be rolling around in your mind. A smaller condo is going to mean less competition. Now, that's not necessarily true. In fact, the numbers I ran, there's a plethora of smaller condos on the market. The more bedrooms that you increase for oceanfront condos, the less supply there is in our market. When you start getting into those 4-bedroom condos, you're going to have a whole lot less competition to compete against. So smaller is not necessarily better. In fact, smaller in our market means more competition. Now, if you buy at a lower tier or resort, you're going to be competing with other budget-friendly options, many of which have similar or better pricing options. Now, here's that next objection I know is just rolling around in your head. I'll buy a small one first and then scale later. Now listen, the people that have this plan, I get your good intentions, right? However, the first oceanfront condo that you purchase, the investment has to go really, really well, because it's going to put a taste in your mouth. And one, right out the gate. Two, if it fails, you're probably not going to be buying another oceanfront condo. You're probably going to be like one of those people that say oceanfront condos don't make money, all that kind of stuff. You're going to have a bad experience. Therefore, I aim to put you in the best possible position so that you're carried for the first time investment by the reputation of the resort, the historical numbers on that condo and other condos at that particular resort. Guys, I'm going to position you really, really well to the best of my ability so that you have the best shot at success, because I want you to buy 10 more condos in the next 10 years. So the very first one that you buy is really, really crucial. Now, let's understand why that strategy can backfire. The whole, I'm going to buy one first and then I'm going to scale. Well, if the first unit underperforms, it can shake your confidence and slow you down. Come on. That's very real. Let's be real with ourselves. How many people take a loss and get up and they're super motivated, okay? Now, you may struggle to get financing for a second unit if the first one isn't generating strong returns. It can have a negative impact on your financial situation and, again, slow you down or stifle you. Now, a single high-performing property, and I really, really like this one, guys. A single high-performing property can outperform multiple low-performing ones. Bigger isn't just bigger. It's better leverage. Bigger isn't just bigger. It's better leverage. It's a better use of your money to buy a larger property with the highest possible upside in the resort that's going to have the absolute best reputation so that you have the best odds of success while you're learning the business. You can't argue with it. It's simple and easy, guys. All right, now here's your final objection that I know is just whispering around in your mouth. You want to say it to me over the phone. You want to text it to me. You're thinking it right now in your head. It's a bigger investment, and I don't want to overcommit. Oh, man. Fact check. You're not committing more. You're committing smarter. That's the shift that has to take place in your head. A 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom in a top-tier resort can be easier to book and generate higher revenue than a 1-bedroom in a lower-tier location. Now, many first-time investors end up losing money by trying to play it safe with the cheapest option instead of choosing a property designed for higher returns. Guys, we got to be honest with ourselves here. Fear causes us to make illogical decisions. I'm preaching to myself. I think everybody here has experienced fear before. I mean, I get it. I mean, I had a guy on the phone this week, sweet guy, nice guy. He's calling me. He's seeing me on YouTube. He's wanting to talk about buying a condo at the beach, oceanfront. He's got this vision for his future. He starts backpedaling on the phone on me. And I say to him, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. That's what was happening. He understood that I was a person that could make the deal happen for him. And it started to get real. He realized his life could change and that he was going to be stepping on something, a new adventure, the next chapter of his life, something really, really big. And what did he do? He got a little scared. That's how you know it's real. That's how you know it's real. So don't let fear hold you back. Now, if you want to build wealth through owning oceanfront condos, if that's what your goal is, then the goal isn't to just own a condo. Anybody can just buy a condo. It's to own one that works for you. And the key word there is works. It has to work. It's got to generate profit. I mean, I sent over numbers to a client this past week, 4 different places. He's picking his, I'm running numbers for him. We're talking. I'm like, well, did you think about this one and this one and this one? Dunes Village, $30,000 in profit. Bayview, $26,000 in profit. I mean, like, I've done the research. I know where to put you to help you make the money. It's a matter of you getting in there, pulling up your bootstraps and going to work. But those condos generate that kind of income where you can walk away with $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 in profit. I mean, Yvonne over at Ocean Reef with her 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, $46,000 in profit. So, building wealth is not about just ownership. It's not, hey, I've bought a condo, I've arrived. If you buy a condo and it's not making money, it's not really helping you. The idea here is to be smart about it, to not let fear influence your thinking so that you make a logical and a sound decision. And sure enough, you purchase a condo that is actually generating a profit. You're making a savvy investment decision. Now, instead of picking the easiest option, choose the one that actually puts you in the path of success. Choose the one that actually puts you in the path of success. That's going to be the condo that I position you in so that you generate a profit based on the historical numbers and the research that we do together. It's that simple. It's not buying the cheaper condo and falling prey to any of the 5 reasons I've just mentioned in this video. Now, it's starting too small and getting stuck. The biggest risk isn't going bigger, but starting too small and getting stuck. I mean, it's so well said. The biggest risk isn't going bigger. The bigger you go, the more upside you have. The real risk here is starting too small and then getting stuck and you can't buy any more oceanfront condos. Your financial situation gets messed up. You get a bad taste in your mouth. You go looking for another business when this business is the right business if you would have just made a savvy investment decision. If you're serious about making the right move, then let's talk, guys. I get calls and emails every day from investors all the time, from investors just like you looking to make an investment decision in the Myrtle Beach market. Whether it's a commercial property, whether it's an investment condo, I don't care what kind of investment it is, whether it's a long-term rental. I get those kind of calls too. Give me a call. It's 843-360-1737. Now, I'm not going to bite your head off, but I am going to be direct and I am going to be honest with you. And we're going to put our big boy pants on and make a savvy choice, and we're not going to let fear take the day. We're going to stand up, we're going to be powerful, we're going to make effective decisions that move your life forward and your family's life forward and the coming generations that are coming after you. If you're interested in making that kind of decision when it comes to oceanfront condos or investment properties in our market, then I'm the broker for you. My cell phone is 843-360-1737. Send me a text, shoot me an email, and please don't let fear hold you back. If any of these objections have been running through your mind, then you need to hop on a phone call with me so that we can work through a lot of your thinking to get you where you need to be so that you make a savvy investment decision. I'm your friend, and I'm right here in Myrtle Beach, guys. I'm waiting on you to call me.